What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to my channel. So my name is Maritza. If this is your first time here, I retired at 23 with multifamily real estate and have done a plethora of things in real estate. So some of the things that I'm going to talk about here in the next, few minutes will be 4 mistakes that I made in real estate so that you don't have to. And I see these are common mistakes that I see people doing all the time. So hopefully this helps you. Number 1, thinking I needed to know it all to start a business. So while I purchased our multifamily real estate when I was 23, our first asset, that's when I purchased it. Well, my husband and I didn't really start a business, I would say, in real estate until I was 26. Until I was 26 in 2019. And basically, my first business was wholesaling. I went all in wholesaling because I thought that would be the way out of the rat race. And so I didn't want to start. I was listening to podcasts. I was driving to work, listening to podcasts about wholesaling. And I thought, this is the way that I'm going to have so much money that I'm not going to know what to do with. That's what I thought. And basically, I thought I needed to know everything before I could really start wholesaling, which was my first real business, right, in real estate. But I didn't. I have learned now, after doing it myself, after working with big wholesalers, small wholesalers, everything in between, that most big time wholesalers, or even people that know a lot in business and are doing a lot in business, really have no idea what they're doing. And I know that's really hard to believe when you're a beginner, but it is the absolute truth. So whether you believe me or not, I'm telling you the truth. Number two, the mistake I made in real estate, so you don't have to. When something worked, not doubling down on my efforts. So I started a lot of different things. I have always started a lot of things because I am a visionary, and that is the Achilles heel of a visionary, is you have a multitude of ideas and you want to start a bunch of different businesses because you're passionate about a bunch of different things. But when I saw something was working, I didn't double down on my efforts. So for example, when I started wholesaling, I was cold calling. That was my primary source of marketing. And I was cold calling sellers initially. And eventually I did start getting traction in my wholesaling business. I did start closing deals every single month. And my husband would tell me, because my husband sometimes is smarter than me, and would tell me, why don't we just hire a bunch of VAs? This was his idea. Let's hire a bunch of VAs, just spend the money, Maritza. We have the money in the savings account, just spend the money. Let's double down. You're finally closing some deals, so let's just, put the gas pedal all the way on. And I, for whatever reason, said no. I said, no, I'm not going to double down on my efforts here, because I felt I needed more time in the business to be really sure of what I was going to do. So that was a mistake, in my opinion. So that's something I did that you should not do. Double down on your efforts. If something is working in your business, whether it's wholesaling or something else, you have to notice. And once you notice, hey, this is working, do more of it. And then the third mistake is kind of correlated with the second, which is when something didn't work, not doubling down on my efforts. So what do I mean by this? So I also was, starting on social media. I started in social media really in 2021, January of 2021. So 2 years ago. And I was doing things that, I was just messing with it, is really what I was doing. But some things worked and some things didn't work. And what I learned was you need to pay attention to both. So when something doesn't work, you also need to evaluate that in business and realize, why isn't this working? And just double down as to why isn't it working, kind of realizing what is the root cause here of why it's not working. because failing, I believe, ultimately will lead you to success. If you fail enough times and you just don't give up, in real estate and in business, I have learned eventually you will have success. It's hard to believe, again, but it's the truth. So I think we need to double down our failure rate before we're even closely remotely thinking about success, because most people give up because they don't have success quickly. But the truth is, most people don't have success very quickly. It's only the people that don't give up that eventually do become successful. So fourth mistake would be not automating and creating procedures early enough. So I am a visionary at heart, but I am also an integrator. So I, as you will see on my channel, have some videos here of videos that I made for my VAs when I had them, and showing them how to cold call, showing them how to use the different dialers that I used. And I should have done that early on. And so most people are not, well, I don't know. The most people I know are mainly visionaries and not integrators. But there are also a lot of integrators. And my advice to you is try to integrate your business as early as you can, because if you come up with a standard operating procedure, or SOP for short, when you start adding more bodies to your team, they're gonna know how things are done. They're gonna understand how you think and what they should do when they reach this certain process or this certain decision in the process. So you can have a process and you can have a procedure, which they are not the same thing. But at the very minimum, have a standard operating process and then make it a procedure. So a procedure is when you go kind of detailed into step 1, step 2, step 3. A process is kind of the general overlook, the 10,000 foot view of what that should look like. So hopefully this helps you. When I started integrating my business in wholesaling, well, I do it in every business, but when I started doing it in wholesaling, I learned that this saved me a lot of time and headaches and just stress, because my VAs would tell me, what should I do when a seller tells me this? And I would tell them, this is the video, because I recorded it once, and once it's recorded, I don't need to answer that question ever again. You know what the answer is because I recorded it and I sent you the link. If at all possible, that's what I would do. And at one point it just became kind of like FAQ, like frequently asked questions, right? If you add another VA, you just give them access to all the videos and training. And so if they have a question, they should just access that first before they go and ask their manager or their boss, whatever it is. So these are the top 4 mistakes I did or I made when I started in real estate and in business really in general. And so I hope you learned something from this. I have made so many mistakes, but honestly, I'm very happy that I have, because it's only made me better. It's really given me a lot of experience, and I only go on this YouTube to tell you basically what I do. So if you want to follow me on all the socials, I am on all the socials at _Maritza Davila. And it's Maritza, like Ritz-Carlton or Ritz crackers, depending on the day. So hope to see you guys there, and hope to talk to you soon. Bye guys.